Hello and welcome to today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. I am Nkem Agonwa. On today's episode, we begin with an inspiring story of High Chief Kennedy Zanders. He is the founder of Zanders FM 105.7 Owerri and Zanders TV channel 161 on Star Times. His journey began in 1990 when he was deployed to Lagos State for his service year. During his service year, he designed transmitters for the Lagos State College of Education, his place of primary assignment. He founded the Campus Mediation and Observation Groups, CDS, and was the editor of the NYSC magazine. These laudable initiatives earned him the NYSC State and National Awards. He was offered an automatic employment with the Federal Ministry of Information and later became the Senior Special Advisor to the Imo State Governor. What a remarkable journey. Let us meet him.
My name is High Chief Kennedy Zanders from Owerri in Imo State. I served in 1990 Lagos State, and I remember Lagos State College of Education then, Lakwet, that's what we used to call it, the Badagry area. It was in Jadiki when I lived in Badagry. So I used to come to the office from Badagry to, they gave us good accommodation. It was a flat. It was exciting. I had a Yoruba guy there with me, one Asa guy, and then myself. It was exciting. With the Mame market just close by where we used to go to buy, I remember that place too well. It's beautiful.
While working at his place of primary assignment, he designed a transmitter which was used to broadcast within the immediate environment.
During that period, I designed a transmitter called NYSC IBB model. It was then radio stations were not common, so we started using that transmitter in the college. Those who have radio sets were picking us. It was just small distance, about 1 kilometer radius. I was a platoon leader, then served as the editor of NYSC magazine in Lagos State then.
Winning the NYSC State and National Awards was a huge honor to Chief Zanders and served as motivation for him to work even harder.
After my youth service, I got the first one from the Lagos State government, the award from the state award. I wanted to see my mother. I opened the newspaper, this Daily Times then. Saw my name there, those who are going for the national award. I remember also that I had this COMOG, Campus Mediation and Observation Group, which I formed during that was my CDS. We were visiting universities, tertiary institutions. If there is a crisis about to happen, we nip it in the bud, where we meet students to tell us what problems they are facing, discuss those issues with them. I never knew these things were being recorded. So when my citation came, that was at the Sheraton Hotel. I was surprised they read out all those things I did, including being editor of the NYSC magazine in Lagos State. It was during Babangida's era. He was the president then. You know the excitement, having a handshake, a young graduate having a handshake with the president. It was exciting.
The National Youth Service Corps gave Chief Zanders an opportunity to experience the beauty in Nigeria's diversity.
I met Yoruba guy with us. I met the Hausa fellow. I found out that we're just the same. Good fellows, educated fellows, you know. It was exciting, eating different food. Sometimes the Yoruba guy will cook. Usually the oil will be too much on it. Then next thing, the Hausa man, he used to chew his own garri. You know, I do my own swallowing. I remember also, it was a very good environment. That integration made me see Nigeria as one. Any day you remove NYSC, believe me, the worst will start happening. These young fellows will grow up thinking that the other group are enemies. So NYSC has a way of integrating people. In fact, it should be part of our system. if we want one country, united country.
Chief Zanders continues to contribute towards the sustenance of the NYSC by donating transmitters to the NYSC secretariats in Imo, Abia, and Lagos states.
Like I said, I got the national award. First, I was posted to Federal Ministry of Information, where I now stayed for a while before I was now posted to the Federal Information Center in Imo. There was this merger. So part of information went to national, then it was MAMSA. Then I now joined the National Orientation Agency. I stayed there as Chief Information Officer before I now retired. In fact, I don't know if I call it retirement, voluntary retirement, because I had this political appointment as the Senior Special Advisor, Assistant to the Governor of Imo State, then Governor Kedo Hakim, where after serving the tenure, I didn't want to go back to the office. So I started a radio station called Zanders FM 105.7, which is in Owerri. I also started a TV station. It's on Star Times, Zanders TV 161. It's a local channel here in Owerri. I also remember the NUA experience was very good. I started manufacturing transmitters. Like I told you, I did one while I was serving in Lagos State College of Education. We now started improving on that particular, those equipment. I got into importation of transmitters. In fact, we now designed to our own liking. My transmitters are fantastic. That's what I'm using, locally made transmitters. Then started building the NYSC IBB model is what I'm using in some of these schools now. Some tertiary institutions, like the Federal Polytechnic in Nekede, donated some to them. NYSC Secretariat in Imo, Abia, and Lagos State are beneficiaries. Usually, you don't sell those things, you give it out as donation. What I am today, NYSC made me. NYSC made me see the Nigerian scope as this is Nigeria. I'm not just an Igbo man, but I'm a Nigerian. In fact, the manager, my manager now, my general manager in my company, was a copper that came serving, Yoruba young man. So NYSC assists, has a way of making you see yourself as a national person. You're not going to be myopic, looking at yourself as just Igbo man. And it's like an oath for me. Anything that will make sure that Nigeria exists, I play along that line, even when I'm sad with some events. It's quite a beautiful experience. So I'm even trying to pay back to NYSC what they did for me. That's prompted the donations I gave to those states. And I'm sure before the year ends, you may start hearing the internet radio for NYSC, which we also plan, and an FM radio also for them there. I'm going to donate equipment. They provide structure and the environment, the studio acoustics and all that.
In speaking about the NYSC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program, Chief Zanders had this to say.
This white-collar jobs is going to be a problem if you depend on, the jobs are not there. So the earlier they're trained, I call it a kind of finishing school for them. It's a beautiful thing to do. Most of these coppers come out from school. The practical aspect is not there. From my own office, we can provide also assistance. Train them in photography, video recording, video editing, even acting. You'll find out that some of them, most of them, in fact, my manager read architecture, but he's a broadcaster. So it shouldn't depend on exactly what you read with this modern time now. So the training helps. I know of a copper who produces these soft drinks, special drink, and people are buying it. She goes to the supermarkets to supply those things. If they all depend on white-collar jobs, where are we going to get them? It's a big progress for NYSC.
Nigeria serves, Nigeria we serve.
Thank you, High Chief Zanders, for giving back to a scheme that has given you so much. Our next story is on the thoughtful initiative of core members in Lagos State who renovated the sick bay of Victoria Island Senior Secondary School, Lagos. They also donated a first aid box and other medical supplies. Mrs. Jeboda A. Olarinwoju, the principal of the school, was filled with commendation to the core members and the NYSC. Let us meet her.
The NYSC came that they are passing out, but they just came in then that they should have their community project. That can I allow them to use my school for it? I said, why not if not? That the school is ready for such. What do you intend to do? They said they would like to do sick bay. The sick bay, the place we are using, there was no window. They cut off the window, they put the cupboard, they renovated the environment, the room, painted it, and then they put first aid box, fan, and make it lively for the students to use. And since last year we have been using it, they have bed, double bedded. In fact, they renovated the whole place, and it was like a mini sick bay that we are using. And the sick bay is still functioning till now, to the glory of God. We have paracetamol supplied by them. We have first aid box that contain iodine, spirit, methylated spirit, cotton wool, and so many other things for emergency. And God has been faithful. For the past 1 year, we have been doing that.
I was choosing when we went for a seminar with Lagos State that we should pick a matron so that we'll be in charge of our students for sick bay. So when we went to the seminar, I was able to tell them that in my school we have a sick bay, but now we now call it healing bay because the government doesn't want anybody to be sick. So rather if they are healed, so we'll be able to look after them. We even had one by the gate, but it's not really functioning. So it takes us time to take our students to the local government hospital at Sanfield, Oniru here. So because we now have the sick bay, it's now enable us to give first aid to our students. And I'm very happy because it's working. We had paracetamol. When they came, they gave us paracetamol, there's fan. They made window for us because there was no window. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the core members for giving us the healing bay now. So it's better and it's working very well, and I'm very grateful to them.
When we are sick, we go there, we lie in, we get ourselves rest. So it has been good and helpful to us.
On behalf of the students of Victoria Island Secondary School, I want to thank you for the cause of this project. May God provide for them. In Jesus' name we pray.
My name is Elizabeth Sabasiono. I'm an old student of Victoria Island Secondary School, 1989 set. We came here to inspect the facilities in the school and in order to help the school in upgrading most of them. And we just discovered that the core members helped in renovating the sick bay. We appreciate the kind gesture from the core members.
We pray that little gestures like this will go a long way to reform the nation at large. Thank you very much.
Nigeria serves, Nigeria we serve.
That was so thoughtful of the corps members. Well done. We move on to our next story on Bola Kale Oloru, an indigene of Kwara State. He is a graduate of Kaduna State Polytechnic. In 2001, he was posted to Imo State for his service year. During his service year, he was the club marshal of the NYSC Road Safety Club and an active member of the NYSC Cultural Club. He was so taken by Imo State that he has since integrated into the community. He was retained by his place of primary assignment, where he taught for 8 years and impacted greatly on his students and the community at large. Today, he is a chartered accountant and the deputy bursar at Alvan Ikoko Federal College of Education in Imo State. Let us meet him.
My name is Bola Kale Oloru from Oloru village in Moro local government area of Kwara State. I did my ND course in accounting at the Federal Polytechnic Bida. Later, my HND at the Kaduna Polytechnic. And I was posted on my NYSC scheme in year 2001. I've been in Imo State since 2001. The news of my posting to Imo State was not really a bad news as far as I was concerned, because coming to serve in the eastern part of Nigeria to me was like an adventure. Having been born in Kwara State, schooled in Kaduna, so if I was expected to come and serve in the east, I saw it as a welcome development. When I came here, I was posted to Alvan Ikoko Federal College of Education in Imo State here. During my time as a youth corps member, I was a very, very active member of the NYSC Road Safety Club. In fact, I was the club marshal, what we call the secretary. I was also a very, very active member of the cultural troupe at the NYSC. At the time we were rounding off our program as NYSC corps members, it was with mixed feelings, because what I was doing as a member of road safety to me was not just service to the nation, it was like fun to me. And by the time we were departing, some of us, or majority of us left, a few of us decided to stay and exploit the opportunity we had here. There was nowhere waiting for me to be given a job. And here, while I was serving, I was teaching. As an accountant, I was teaching mathematics. And by the time I finished, even the school didn't want me to leave because of the impact I made on the children. So I decided to stay back and experience in life. After 8 years, I had the opportunity to get a job where I started practicing as an accountant. Today I am a chartered accountant where I work as the deputy bursar in a place we call Federal College of Land Resources Technology, Owerri. So everything that happened, for good, for bad, there is true today. And I thank God where I am today.
Through the NYSC, Bola Kale has attained great heights in his career, and he has found purpose in serving his community.
Perhaps if I had not come to serve in Imo State, if I had decided to redeploy or to go back home, the little God has done for me here might not have been achieved. One great thing I will never forget to appreciate God over is as a teacher who served for 8 good years, I made positive impact on the lives of so many. In fact, it got to a point that when people identified that there's one Yoruba man who teaches mathematics very well, they were engaging me in home lessons. The fact that I was not even being paid salary, because the school promised to retain me, but it didn't work. For 8 good years, I was engaged more in home lessons. And I see that as a blessing. Some of the children I've taught today, some of them are abroad, they still call me. Some of them, many of them are graduates. when they see me today, they will just worship me like a small god because they know what I have done. With the job I'm doing, I am married, though not married to an Igbo woman, blessed with children. I have a small house which I've built in my hometown. And by God's grace, before I will retire, I should be able to have another house here so that will not be a landmark.
He was able to step out of his comfort zone and integrate into a new community, which has become his home.
When I told my grandmother I was coming to serve in him, that woman cried for 5 days. She kept on crying until I left. And while she was crying, the news she had about Igbo land, that when you get to Igbo land, they eat people there. So she was not too sure I'll come back alive. But I didn't mind. I said, let me go there. Let me get there first. I came here. I find a group of very interesting Igbo people, especially all the places I have worked, the people I have worked for as private teacher. Every family where I had made impact, they took me as one of them. There was nothing they were doing that they would not get me involved. Wedding ceremony, they say, please come and see how we do wedding here. I'm a Muslim. Some of them, they even have programs in the churches which I attended. And I find myself being in my second home. So I don't regret my being in Imo State.
Bolakale identifies the many benefits of the NYSC to the individuals, the community, and the country at large.
If there's anything the federal government of Nigeria has ever, any policy or any scheme that has been introduced, I think I will rate NYSC as number one. I want to tell you, during my youth service year, I had about 3 friends who got married to their fellow corps members that we served together. I had an opportunity to marry a lady with whom we served from Lagos. It didn't work because she said she could not stay back in Imo State. Otherwise, I would have married her. And that would have been one of the benefits of my coming to serve. So NYSC scheme has been a very wonderful scheme that has helped Nigeria as a nation to promote unity and integration, especially among the youth.
Nigeria serves, Nigeria we serve.
The NYSC celebrates the beauty in our diversity as a nation. The scheme de-emphasizes our differences because what binds us together is deeper and stronger. We will be right back. On the news today, the NYSC Director General, Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim, has condoled the people of Ogbomoso over the death of His Royal Majesty Oba Jimoh Oladuni Oyewumi Ajagungbade III. Speaking at Shong's Palace, the Director General commiserated with the entire town, especially the immediate family, on the death of the revered monarch. He also prayed for the repose of his soul. On behalf of the NYSC family nationwide, please accept our heartfelt condolences, he said. The scheme had earlier written to the Oyo State government, Minister of Youth and Sports Development, and the deceased's family to express condolences on the demise of the monarch. Lokoja University felicitates with Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim on elevation. The management of Federal University Lokoja has joined the League of Eminent Nigerians to congratulate the NYSC Director General on his elevation to the new rank of Major General in the Nigerian Army. The institution's Vice Chancellor, Professor Olayemi Akinwumi, who led a delegation from the institution to deliver the congratulatory message to Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim in his office in Abuja, said the university is delighted to associate with the landmark achievements recorded by the DG since he assumed duties in the NYSC. Welcome back. Thank you for investing your time with us on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. We draw the curtain here, but we would be back next week with another exciting episode of the program. But before then, you could write to us on the online handles displayed on your screens right now, and we would write back. Remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. Until I see you next time, I am Nkem Agoa. Stay safe.